Hi everyone, I'm Mily, and welcome to my channel. And before we start, I want you to promise me one thing, that you will really listen to me today, not half the video, not skipping, not thinking about something else, but really listening, because if you truly want to learn English fast, the first skill you must master is listening. And I say this from my heart because I have seen so many people say they want to speak English fluently but they cannot even listen to English for 10 minutes without distraction. And trust me, if you cannot listen, you cannot speak. It is that simple, and today I am going to tell you exactly how to learn English fast, not with magic, not with shortcuts, not with fake promises like fluency in 30 days, but with real methods that work, methods that are proven, simple, and practical. And if you follow them consistently for just 10 minutes every day with me, your English will change, your confidence will grow, and one day you will realize that English is no longer scary, it is no longer difficult, it becomes natural, comfortable, and part of your daily life. The first and most important thing you need to learn English fast is focus, and when I say focus, I do not mean studying for 5 hours one day and then stopping for 10 days, I mean making English a real priority in your life. Because many people say, Mily, I don't have time, but the truth is, we all have time. We just choose how to use it. We have time for social media, for scrolling, for watching random videos, for chatting. So when you say you don't have time for English, what you are really saying is that English is not important enough for you right now, and that is okay. But you must be honest with yourself, because learning English fast starts with a decision, a clear decision that says, English matters to me, and when something matters, you make space for it, even if it is just 10 minutes a day, because 10 focused minutes every day is better than 2 hours once a week with no consistency. And when you sit with me and listen to English daily, your brain slowly starts adjusting, your ears become familiar with sounds, your mind starts recognizing patterns, and without realizing it, you begin to understand more than before. Now let me tell you something very important. Learning English is not a race, it is not a sprint, it is a marathon, and this is where most learners fail, because they want fast results, instant fluency, and when they don't see progress in 1 month, they feel disappointed and stop. But language learning does not work like that. Your brain needs time, repetition, and exposure, just like a child learns a language, slowly, naturally, through listening again and again, and this is why persistence is the second key to learning English fast. Because fast does not mean rushed. Fast means steady, regular, and continuous. Even when you feel bored, even when you feel tired, even when you feel you are not improving, you still show up, you still listen, you still read, you still try, and over time, those small efforts create big results. And I want you to remember this, if you stop, your English stops, but if you continue, even slowly, your English will grow. One big mistake many learners make is that they study English in a very boring way, only grammar rules, long vocabulary lists, and difficult textbooks, and then they wonder why they lose motivation. But the secret to learning English fast is enjoying the process, because when you enjoy something, you do it more. And when you do it more, you get better at it. So instead of forcing yourself to study English in a painful way, find content you like, stories, conversations, daily life topics, simple explanations, videos like this where you can listen, read, and relax. Because your brain learns best when it is calm, interested, and engaged, and that is why I always tell you to listen to English like you listen to music or stories, not like an exam. Now let's talk about motivation, because motivation is like fuel. Without it, your learning stops, and many people say, Mily, I start learning English, but I lose motivation. And that happens because your goals are too big and too unclear. Saying, I want to be fluent, sounds nice, but it does not guide your daily action. Instead, you need small, clear goals, like, I will listen to English for 10 minutes every day, or, I will learn 5 useful sentences today, or, I will speak for 1 minute without stopping, because small goals are achievable. And when you achieve them, you feel happy, confident, and motivated, and that feeling pushes you forward. And another very important thing is knowing your why. Why do you want to learn English? Is it for a job, travel, confidence, studying abroad, or simply to express yourself? Because when learning feels difficult, Your why reminds you why you started, and that is what keeps you going. Another powerful way to stay motivated is to connect with others who are also learning English, because learning alone can feel lonely, but when you see others struggling, improving, and sharing their journey, you realize you are not alone, and that gives you strength. And even rewarding yourself matters. Yes, rewarding yourself. When you complete a week of daily listening, celebrate it. When you finish a month without breaking consistency, reward yourself, because your brain loves rewards, and it connects learning with positivity. Now let me tell you one of the most effective strategies to learn English fast, and that is breaking big goals into small steps, because when you look at English as a huge mountain, it feels scary, but when you break it into small steps, like listening today, repeating tomorrow, speaking a little next week, it becomes manageable, and instead of thinking, I need to speak perfect English, think, today I will understand one paragraph, because progress happens in the present moment, not in the future, and when you focus on what you can do today, learning becomes easier and less stressful. Practice is another area where many learners go wrong, because they only study English, but they don't use it, they read rules, they watch videos, but they don't speak, they don't write, and they don't practice aloud, and English is a skill, not just knowledge. You don't learn swimming by reading about it. You learn by getting into the water, and the same is true for English. You must use your mouth, your voice, your thoughts, even if you make mistakes, even if your pronunciation is not perfect, because mistakes are part of learning, not a sign of failure. And I always tell you to speak to yourself, repeat sentences aloud, describe your day, talk in English when you are alone, because your brain needs active practice to turn passive understanding into real speaking ability. Now comes a very powerful but often ignored technique, review, and review is the reason why some people remember English words and others forget them, because our brain naturally forgets information if we don't use it, and that is not your fault, it is how the brain works. And that is why repetition and spaced review are so important. You need to see words again, hear them again, use them again, and when you listen to similar topics multiple times, your brain starts recognizing patterns, and those patterns become automatic. And suddenly you don't need to translate anymore, you start thinking in English, and that is the real sign of progress. I want you to understand something very clearly. English does not become easy in one day, but it becomes easier every day if you continue, and it does not matter how much you understand at the beginning. Maybe today you understand only 30%, maybe only 40%, that is okay, because understanding grows with exposure, and if you listen daily without any break, even for just 10 minutes, your brain adapts, your confidence grows, and one day you realize that English is no longer difficult. It is familiar, and consistency matters more than talent, more than intelligence, more than resources, because a person who listens every day will always improve faster than someone who studies once in a while. So I want to end this by asking you for a promise. Promise me that you will give English 10 minutes every day with me. No excuses, no breaks, no skipping, because I teach every day, and you learn every day, and together we build your English step by step, sentence by sentence. And if you do this, I promise you, you will speak English faster than others, with confidence, clarity, and comfort. So subscribe to this channel, stay consistent, trust the process, and remember, English can be very easy when you try to understand it, not rush it, not fight it, just listen, repeat, and grow with me, every single day.